All right, I am here with Chris Sturgeon, who competes at Sparta Wyoming 7. He's going to be competing against Elias Egozi at 170 pounds. So this is a welterweight affair. Sturgeon here is looking to get back into win column, going 1-1 thus far in his amateur career. Pretty stoked for this card overall. And welterweights, it's a fun division over at Sparta. So we're about 10 days out from the event. Tell me, how are things in the gym right now, being so close to the fight?
Things are going good. A lot of guys. We've got actually a couple of my teammates competing in the next couple of weeks. One over at Airtight Boxing, and then another guy on the card I'm fighting on for a boxing match. So everybody's going in full gear. Everybody's getting ready. A lot of sparring going on, a lot of cross training. We're going to other gyms. We're seeing other people. We're getting fresh looks. The environment's intense, but when it comes down to it, we're all family. We're ready to go. We're looking to bring nothing but W's back to Gladiator boxing in the next couple of weeks.
Okay, and over at Gladiator, with you guys all having competitions coming up here pretty soon, how competitive has it been in the gym as of late?
Very competitive. I mean, we've got guys. Everybody's really wanting to go. We started out as soon as they gave us the green light to start going back to competitions and stuff. Everybody was in full gear. We've got several youth boxers. They're all coming off of 3 wins at their last event over in Rocky Ford. So everybody's pretty hyped right now. Everybody's rearing to go. Everybody wants a piece of the action.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, up here in Arizona, we just got the green light not too long ago, and now we're ramping things up. They said that we can have fans in attendance. So I know that there's going to be fans there at your fight. Are you excited to have some butts in the seats?
Absolutely. I have an entourage of sorts. Same guys from back in high school have been coming to all my fights, all my events since I started this journey. So I'm excited to have my people in my corner again.
Okay, and let's talk about your fight a little bit here. What does Egozi do well that we got to keep an eye
on? I think Egozi's got a strong right hook. I haven't seen much film on him. The two fights that I did watch, one was a kickboxing match. He looked pretty good in that. The other one, unfortunately on his part, was an early stoppage due to a cut. So I didn't get to see a lot of what he has to offer. But I know my game's tight. I know what I come to do, and I know what my game plan is. So I can't say. I'm always reasonably cautious. I don't take anybody lightly, but I'm ready. We're either going the distance or I'm stopping it.
Okay, and if you guys end up going the distance, I'm pretty sure a lot of the focus on this, probably an extended camp, is what most guys have been having. I've seen an extreme step up in everybody's cardio that's been in competition. So where's your cardio at these days?
I preach that we don't get ready, we stay ready. So my cardio's golden. I'm always ready to go. I run 5Ks for warm-ups. I'm constantly moving. I feel good. I know I can go 3-minute rounds, no problem, and always have a little bit left over in the tank.
Yeah, you said you run 5Ks for a warm-up. I can't even run to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's something I started doing after my first fight. It was just something, I noticed I was going, my warm-ups were 2 miles and I'd step it up to 3 miles, and that just kind of became a trend. So I was like, all right, let's something I've always wanted to do is run a 5K, run a 10K. And surprisingly enough, I've never done it, but I'm typically running, 3.2 miles for my warm-ups. So
that's intense, man. That's intense. But it keeps you in real good shape. And then, the fear isn't, you don't have to worry about going in the later rounds, which, sometimes tends to be a problem. So what in the gym has been the main focus without giving too much away on your game plan?
Cage work. Yeah, just yeah, cage work. We do a lot of cardio. I mean, we do a lot of cardio at the gym. I feel like half of our practices are spent drilling, and then the other half is just spent doing cardio. So we've been doing a lot of just a lot of off the cage work.
Okay. And then let's talk about the elephant in the room here. I happen to be a huge fan, but the hair. I love the hair. Okay. And as soon as I saw you, it was the first thing I commented on. Uh, what are we doing with this beast come fight night?
So I think my aunt's gonna braid it. We're gonna get that going here soon. I don't know that I can wear a headband in competition. It typically, I mean, it doesn't fall over my eyes. It stays pretty upright. So I'm not worried about it being in the way. But I think just for precautionary measures, we're gonna pull it back, braid it, or something.
Okay. Well, it's glorious. I love it.
Thank you.
All right, so let's talk about some non-fight shit here for a minute. Everybody's got a soundtrack, to their day, to their week, to their camp, what have you. So what type of music have you been listening to get you ready for this fight?
I listen to all sides. I mean, I'm a big hip hop fan. I'm a big reggae rock fan. I'm somewhere in between. You know, peace on earth. Everybody's one. Everybody's together. We are all one with the universe, and fuck the system. Fuck the government type of music. I'm right in between there. So I listen to a lot of Run the Jewels, and Revolution. Um, I think my go-to soundtrack would be Legend Has It by Run the Jewels. Killer Mike, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but yeah.
Right on, right on. Any Rage Against the Machine in there?
Occasionally, it just depends on what mood I'm in. I know they do a song featuring Rage Against the Machine, which is awesome. But yeah, that's those are my two personalities: oneness with the universe and fuck the government. So
Hey man, I can't argue with you there. Can't argue with you there. And then I got another fun question for you. It's my signature of my show. I ask everybody, nobody gets away scot-free on this one. Okay. After you get your hand raised on May 1st over at Sparta Wyoming 7, what are you gonna have to celebrate food-wise? What is the victory meal?
oh, I don't know much about the local cuisine in Cheyenne. I'm a big surf and turf guy though, so if I can find, I know after every jujitsu tournament we hit up Hero Japanese Buffet, in Aurora, and I put down like 2 pounds of crab legs. So yeah, so that's probably going to be my go-to. I've got a couple other competitions coming up later in May. We're taking the kids out to Vegas for a wrestling tournament, and the kids talk to us, all the coaches and parents into wrestling with them. So I've got to make weight for that. So I got to be careful. And then I'm going to be competing at Colorado Jiu-Jitsu Club's pro tournament later in the month as well. So we're looking to cut down a couple more weight classes. I'm always confident in my ability. I know I can bang with the best of them, but I'm 5'9", 170 pounds. Like, and a lot of my opponents have been 6 feet plus 170, cutting down from 190. So, I think we're definitely gonna splurge. We're gonna enjoy. We're gonna party after that win, but I mean party by. Well, I'm gonna eat. I'm not a big drinking guy, but I'm definitely I experience the world through my stomach. But then we're gonna get right back to work cutting that weight. So.
Okay, and at 5'9", is the goal for when you do turn pro, is the goal to maybe turn to lightweight or even featherweight?
I'm thinking. Coach told me I need to get down 2 weight classes. Again, I love to eat. Um, I'm all about listening to my coaches. You know, what they say is what they say goes. I know I can get down to 145, but it's going to be a steady transition. I think after this fight, my next fight will probably be at 155 at the lightweight division, and then we'll make the transition to featherweight.
Okay, yeah, I know that a lot of guys, when they're just starting out in the amateurs, they'll compete at, pretty close to their walk around weight just to, kind of figure out if fighting's for them or, how
Right.
they're going to feel. And then, then they'll start, cutting the weight. And then as they make their way to pro, they'll start, shrinking in size or, actually starting a weight cut. So, it's especially around where you're at. I mean, you could still be competitive at 5'9" and maybe even size on some guys, so I respect that 100%. My first fight was at 45. Guy was fucking, he was only this tall, but the dude was a fucking tank. And then the second guy I fought, I dropped to 35 and the guy was way bigger than me. It's like, I can't fucking win. I didn't, I couldn't.
Right, with fighting, I mean, I went up to DCO MMA. Shout out Steve Paprocki for inviting me into his gym, and he was having me. That's where we had the conversation. I'm a 170-pound guy. And he's like, "How big do you think that guy is?" Oh, 130, 145. That's a 135 pounder. How big do you think he fights at? Oh, he's got to be like 145, 125 pounder. So I mean, yeah, there's just a lot of. I don't know. Everybody comes in all different shapes and sizes. I don't. It's tough to gauge weights, especially with combat sports.
Well, speaking of which, I saw a picture of Rafion Stotts and Sergio Pettis next to each other. Yeah. Both guys compete at 35 in Bellator, and Rafion Stotts is just like so much bigger. You know what I mean? So it's very, very hard to gauge these days.
Absolutely. Especially with all the weight cutting implements and things that people do. I mean, it's crazy.
Well, as long as you're not doing any enemas or whatever the hell they're called, I guess you're fine. All right. And then, we're pretty close to the fight, so I'm pretty sure most of the hard work is over, right? If you guys are still sparring, it's light sparring, or are we in the flow state already?
We're still doing some sparring. We're still traveling to different. I'm gonna bang up until the last week. I'm actually. Tonight's our last MMA practice. We do boxing. We're a boxing centered gym. I brought in wrestling and jiu-jitsu. Coach Kevin Sears brought in his MMA expertise. Vernier Wood comes down and he helps out. But we're really boxing centered. So we're still doing some sparring. You know how light sparring goes with your buddies. It starts out light and then all of a sudden you're swinging for the fences. So I think tonight's going to be my last big night of, competitive 90% sparring. I'm heading up to DCO again on Friday to get some sparring in with their guys. I think we're traveling up to Denver tomorrow to get some boxing work with their House of Pain East. Yeah, House of Pain East up in Denver. So I mean, we're ironing out the fine details, and then the last week's just going to be, cutting the rest of that weight, maintaining the cardio, and most importantly, before a fight, resting, getting my mind right, and getting my body right.
Yeah, for sure. And then you were telling me, before we got on here, excuse me, that you do some coaching on the side. You do some wrestling and some jits, some kids classes, some adults classes. Why don't you go and expand on that a little bit?
Yeah. So I came into Fort Morgan Gladiator gym. I want to say around October after like a 6-month hiatus. There was a couple that was working out with their kids. Family get healthy type of thing, and they noticed that I had I think I was wearing a wrestling shirt. I think I was wearing this shirt actually, from the Who's Bad competition. They're like, "Oh yeah, we get to talk," and they're like, "You wrestle? Would you mind helping our son a couple days a week with just some wrestling techniques? He's about to start season." I was like, "Yeah, whatever, sure, like I don't mind." So I get him going. They've got another kid. word of mouth travels fast in these small towns. First it's 2 kids a couple nights a week, then it's 6 kids, and then before you know, we've got a full program. We're going out, we're winning tournaments, we're putting all the other programs on notice. Though just the way that it blew up in a matter of, I think we're 6 months old, if that. I think we're about 4 months old. Our official start of the program was December. We started going to tournaments and stuff, or December, January, around there. So we're a 4-month-old program, and we're already putting all the other local teams on notice. So it's been a great experience to get that started. Just to give the kids something to do with all this COVID stuff going on. Give the parents a little bit of reprieve. And just bring back combat sports to our little area.
That's dope, man. That's dope. And getting these kids, that experience from somebody who's been through the trenches, who's competed in, multiple platforms, MMA, jits, and wrestling, a guy that's literally been through the ringer. Absolutely. I think that, your experience is going to benefit these kids 100%.
Oh yeah, they love it. They're all about it. They go to, I had a couple of kids come to my last jiu-jitsu tournament. They want me to compete in wrestling with them. I mean, I think I know the event's 21 plus, but I know several of the parents with smaller children are either finding a babysitter or tuning into the pay-per-view. So
that's dope. That's dope, man. That's pretty cool. All right. Well, before I let you go, I got 2 things for you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, let's make it 3. Okay, let's make it 3. All right. First, can you let my people know, or your people, whoever's watching this, your social media tags so that they can follow you?
Yeah. Good question. That's at Sturgeon. Twitter is at Sturgeon BJJ. Instagram is at Chris Sturgeon BJJ. You can always find me on Facebook, just Chris Sturgeon. I think that's all the social medias.
Okay. And then the second to last thing, since we're going to throw it in there, is do you have a prediction come May 1st?
I can't tell you when it's going to happen or how it's going to happen, but I know at the end of the fight, my hand's getting raised.
I like it. I respect it. Okay. And then, of course, the last thing I got for you, sir, is at the end of the interview, I let all of my guests. He must be getting a call right now. It happens. All right. You back?
Yeah, we're back.
All right. Perfect. At the end of my interview, I'd like to give my guests as long as they would like to thank training partners, sponsors, family, friends, whoever they'd like, man.
Yeah.
Hold on. Give yourself a second. There we go.
All right. I want to thank my mom. She hates that I do this, but she supports any way possible. My girlfriend, Marissa, for being supportive, the long nights at the gym, all the back massages for the sore muscles, all of the hangry arguments. I want to thank my coaches, Coach Ernie. Without him, none of this would be possible. I want to thank all the guys over at Gladiator Fitness for getting me ready for this fight. Coach Vern for giving up his time to be here, and Coach Kevin and Coach Richard Red Hager for giving up their time as well to get me ready for this fight.
All right, and any sponsors for you, sir?
No sponsors yet, but I've got some blank shorts that need filled up. So anybody out there want to give a guy a sponsor, let me know.
That's it. If you're hearing this, you got to hit up Sturgeon. Let's get this thing going.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, look, I'd like to thank you for your time. In 10 days, we're going to see you compete over at Sparta Wyoming 7.
Yes,
it's going to be awesome. Sparta's a great organization. They do a great job promoting their fights. I'm very excited for this card. I can't wait, man. I really can't wait to see all you guys go in there and put all this hard work into action.
Absolutely. Win or learn, it's going to be a show. So
Perfect. 100%, man. Well, again, thank you for your time, and we'll see you in 10 days.
Thanks for having me.
Not a problem, man. Take it easy.
Much love.